go. Hey, buddy. You good? Hey friends, welcome back to our channel, or if you're new here, welcome, welcome. I'm Lindsay, and Odin needs no introduction, but he's back there nibbing somewhere. Welcome to 2025. Welcome to our first vlog of the year. We already have an entire trip under our belt and we have another one coming up this weekend. But before we get too far into the new year, I want to recap what we've been up to since it started. So we were here for New Year's Eve. It was just the three of us. We took down Christmas, we took down our tree, we burned it in the backyard actually, and roasted hot dogs over it. After that, Andrew went to sleep fairly early and I stayed up with Ode through the fireworks. We had a bunch starting at sunset and then another spurt at 9 p.m. when it was New Year's on the East Coast. And then he was pretty much a wreck until like 1 in the morning. So he was pretty much bouncing back and forth between his safe spots. He likes to go downstairs where the guest room is and kind of hide in there. And then we spent some time in the bathroom up here with the lights off. And the only time that he really stopped panting and laid down was when I turned on Bestie Fox's vlog. It was really cute. He was actually watching it. On New Year's Day, we went over to Montana to stay with Andrew's sister and her boyfriend and ski and play in the snow. We finally got a little bit of snow here yesterday, but it's pretty much all gone now. But we stayed there for a few days. We had our Christmas with them. Odin got a new slothy toy and I got to give the wieners their like giant wiener. I'll have to put a picture of that in for context, but we also did bingo at a brewery one night. We went to a restaurant, we went bowling, we started a season of Survivor. I'm happy to report that I did not cry while skiing. I did not fall. I did all of the same runs as everybody else, so I'm very proud of myself. That was also the first time that I've been skiing since I got on anti-anxiety medication. Maybe that has something to do with it, but let me tell you, I have really been looking for this slower period after the holidays and all of the travel that we've been doing. I feel like we haven't really slowed down since like late September, early October, and by the time I upload this, we will be halfway through January. I don't really want to think about that, but what I do want to do is reflect on the past year and look forward to this one. I don't really like to say resolutions, but more so like having intentions. I got that from Yoga with Adrienne, if you've ever watched one of her videos on YouTube. But she always says like set an intention for your day and it's just not high pressure or a failure if you don't do it, but it's just the intention of doing it. So we'll talk about some of mine in general and more specifically the ones that I have with Odin. I did a few things to gather and organize this information. I did the same prompts as I did last year just for like the simplicity and comparison of it, and I went through all of our photos to kind of jog my memory and, you know, just to look back at. And while doing that, I made a folder in my phone of all of the favorite moments and favorite photos from each month, and I wrote them down in my journal so I can refer to them again next year. I also went back to all of our Peak Pit Valley posts that I do at the end of each month on Instagram. It's kind of like highs and lows, rosebud thorn, however you want to look at it. And I've also been keeping this journal called One Line a Day, and it goes over the course of 5 years and it has a paragraph for each year on the same page. Actually, just get it real quick. I've been keeping it on that shelf back there so every morning I can see it and fill it out. There have definitely been times where it's gotten away from me and I've had to fill out like a week or so at once, but I've tried to keep up with it as like freshly as possible. But it's just like this small size, so super easy to throw in a bag, and it has spots for 5 paragraphs. And so I started January 1st last year. So mine's 2024, 2025, and then so on. So I've already gotten to the point where I can look back at last year and see exactly what we were doing that day. And I love doing this in addition to going through my camera roll because I don't always like take pictures of the weather or what we ate or what we were watching on TV. So if you are pretty good at keeping habits, this has been super fun. I think it'll be so cool to have for the rest of my life, just 5 years of what I've been doing every day. And I actually do have 3 other journals here. I meant to get them. Let me get them real quick. Okay, in my hands is years of my life. I assume my other journals are still in Kentucky and have probably been read by prying eyes, but this first one starts in 2019. So the first New Year's Day that I wrote about was 2020, and I took a summary from all of the New Year's that I have in here, like kind of what we were doing that day and how I was feeling going into the new year and things that I wanted to do. These are super interesting to look at because it goes through me like celebrating New Year's in the crew room in Dallas, and then me being here with Andrew, and then us having Odin. And it's just so obvious the headspace that I was in going into each year. Like the 2024 one just made me want to hug 2023 Lindsay because she was so clearly burnout and struggling in so many aspects. I actually wrote, I don't have big huge goals, I would just be happy to be me. So that makes me sad, but it makes me happy for me now. I think my biggest accomplishment last year, maybe in my entire life, was addressing my mental health, and it just made me go through the year way more peacefully and creatively and joyfully. So that's the energy that I get to take into this year, and I think my biggest accomplishment with Odin would be working on his leash reactivity or excitement, because used to, if he would see a trigger on a walk, like it would ruin the whole rest of the walk and he would be more pulley and more easily triggered the next time he saw something. So I taught him a look at me command so he can get his attention on me and just check in every once in a while. And so now if he gets triggered on a walk, he can easily put his focus back on me and just go straight back into loose leash walking. But we're actually gonna go get some practice in on that now. I heard of a spot just yesterday that we haven't been to before, and it's pretty close and has a little bit more elevation. So I'm hoping there's still some more snow up there. And then we'll talk about our notable moments of last year and what we're intending to do this year. So let's go. Are you ready, Ode? I gotta wake him up first. Odin, you wanna go for a walk? I'm tired today. You work so hard, honey. Let's go. My foot is asleep though. You ready? Oh. Good boy. You're so cute. How'd you get so cute? Stay. Is this what you want to do today? Okay. Get it, bud. Good boy. Oh, never mind. You have a good time? Okay, we just got done with the park. I don't think we'll go back to that one. It was pretty small. I didn't love letting him off the leash there, but there was more snow up there, so we got to do some snowy rolls. And now we're just gonna move right along. We're gonna go over some of the more notable, not necessarily like favorite, but notable moments of 2024. So I have the album that I made on here, and we will just reminisce. So 2024 started at these little tiny cabins in Montana. We were there for a ski trip with Andrew's sister and her boyfriend again, except there was no snow, so we did not get to go skiing. And we were kind of sick, but on January 1st we did get to ride the Alpine coaster. We played a lot of games. We did axe throwing. I think either Andrew or Joe got those as a Christmas gift. I haven't seen Andrew use them since, so I can't remember. But we did finally get one big snow, and we did get to go skiing that month. And around the house, I did a lot of projects. I redid our main bathroom upstairs and painted the ceiling and got a new light fixture. I made a frame for our mirror, painted all of our doors. We used to have like black doors and black trim that somebody probably from the early 2000s saw on Pinterest. So February we started out at Andrew's Graham's house. It was her birthday and we surprised her with a heart-shaped chocolate cake. And I have so many cute memories in my camera roll. Like I taught them how to do like the bendy pencil trick. But I love that memory with her. And February is when I started doing Odin's account for real. That is his birthday month and his gotcha month, so we had all kinds of stuff to do. For his birthday last year, I let him pick what we did, so I assigned an activity to one toy and then another activity to a different toy, and then whatever he picked, that's what we did. So we went out and got a pup cup. We got a special treat from the dog store. We played fetch and baked a cake, and this was also the birthday when he got his first lammy. I got him the lammy with the birthday hat on it, and that started his nibs. And I think today, if I'm thinking of the right date, is 1 month exactly from his birthday this year, and I still don't really know what we're doing, but it'll be fun. Last February, we did get to go skiing again. I did cry that time. And we went to Leavenworth, the little mountain German town that I was telling you about in one of our other vlogs. Then I feel like March, I was truly trying to entertain myself. We did a date at one of our favorite restaurants. We had another big snow day, and this was the month when we started walking more because, you know, it's getting warmer. And I started going to like the little free libraries and donating and reading books from those. And I have a picture where we were literally taking a pancake for a walk. I got a new filter that goes over my lens on my big camera, and it's supposed to make things like misty, moody, foggy looking. So I did a creative photo shoot with me and Odin in our little sunroom. I got a stand-up desk for my office. I made friendship bracelets with Odin to watch the Eras Tour movie. And we went on a new hike. It was seriously so strangely warm. I even wore shorts one time. We went to the park a lot. I actually got him a long line that month to try for the first time. Then towards the end of the month, we went back over to Graham's for Easter. Oh no, a person. What are we gonna do? Why? That is so nice. Thank you, Andy, for blowing leaves off of the sidewalk. I know where he lives. He's gonna have to walk back by us. Just doing the Lord's work. I'm not moving my camera. I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna pretend like he does not exist. Thank you for your service. Whatever. Where were we? So at the end of the month, we went back over to Graham's for Easter. Don't know if I already said that, sorry. And a bunch of family was there, and we actually did an egg hunt, all of the big kids and cousins. And that was super fun, and Odin got to go on his first swim of the season. Then going into April, that is my birthday month, and Andrew took me to REI. It's like an outdoor store, and he let me pick out a new hiking pack and a few other things. And Odin got me Fourth Wing. That's when I got into that. I'm still reading Iron Flame right now. And that weekend, we actually went to Montana for our wedding, but I kind of commandeered it, and we stayed in a super cute Airbnb with a sauna, which Andrew was more into that than me. I don't really like being hot, but April starts wildflower season, so we were just walking all the time, seeing what was out that day. We went to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. That's like where Lake Coeur d'Alene is. So Odin got to go swimming there. This was also the month of the Tortured Poets Department. I did stay up for it, but not the anthology. We also went to Seattle to go to a tulip farm for the first time, and we met up with one of our Instagram besties, Charlie Brown, and her parents, and we stayed at a really cute Airbnb. It was sopping wet that day, but it was pretty and it was fun, and it was something that I kept saying that I wanted to do. And May is when the farmers market starts, so we went to that once. I got my hair done for the first time. We just did like a little baby balayage. I had my first wedding of the season. We went on tons of wildflower walks. We did a walk with bestie Luna for the first time, but Odin actually didn't get to go on that because he had cut his paws swimming in Coeur d'Alene. But we obviously got them together. You've heard me talk about bestie Luna before. Our dogwood tree actually bloomed last year. It didn't the year before, so I was really excited to see it again. Then we ended the month at the beach, and like I said, I can't call these my favorite moments because there were some sweet ones in there, but there were also frustrating ones, like my car was having a lot of trouble, and on this beach you can actually drive onto it, and it started breaking down on the beach while the tide was coming in. And of course we were on the opposite side of the state, so we had to figure out how to get us home. But we obviously figured it out, and going into June, Andrew went on a work trip in Chicago, so it was just me and Ode, and we decided to go to Graham's house for a few days. He got to go to the river that week, and then we went back the next week, and it was actually super rainy, and that was the first time that I actually saw him jump into the tub to hide from the thunder. We did have a super wet spring and going into summer, but we did some camper shopping. That was really fun. We did not buy a camper. Maybe we'll look into it again this year. Then we made our first bucket list, and if you follow us on Instagram, you know that we still do that. So we're on our winter one right now. If you want to do any of that with us, you can go find it. June does kind of start my busy season, so I had lots of sessions. I had another wedding. We went back to the farmer's market with bestie Luna, and my aunt and uncle visited for the first time, so they actually got to meet Odin for the first time too. So that was super fun, and we just showed them around a bunch, played some golf, took them to restaurants.
The weather was just really nice, and it stayed nice going into July, and that was the month that Odin got his first Arlo & Co bandana, and we started taking some pictures in them, and we are still proud supporters to this day. For the 4th of July, we were in Montana with a bunch of friends and family friends, and Odin went paddle boarding for the first time in a couple of years, and he actually did so well. I wasn't sure that he would be able to stay out of the water. And he also had friends there. Journey was there, and the neighbor had a golden, so they were all playing in the water, all chasing the balls, and that other golden actually showed Odin how to fit 2 in his mouth. So that was really fun. Odin was super sleepy after that, and we didn't have a lot of problems with fireworks because we were staying out in the country. That month, my parents and brother came to visit. That was my dad's first time and their first time all together. So also my dad's first time meeting Odin, and we went to Glacier. I'm pretty sure that is also their first time going to a national park. We took my brother 2, 3, 4, whenever years ago now, and I think that was his first time. I don't know, I'm still trying to get used to saying 2025. But also during that trip, my dad went fly fishing for the first time in like 20 or 25 years, he said, and he went with Andrew, so I love that little bonding moment for them. We were also super blessed that whole month. We barely had any smoke. The air quality was decent. I know my first year here, it was like maxed out and there were like ashes in the air, so I was like, where did I just move to? But the last 2 years, we have been so lucky. So that is super notable to me. We also hung out with bestie Luna again, and she showed us a new spot on the river that became one of Odin's favorites. We went back to Graham's. We go there a lot in the summer, and we paddleboarded. We went to my favorite sunset spot, and we tried camping in a tent because I want Odin to get used to that so we can do it more. And then we ended the month going back to the river with Luna again. Oh, it's the UPS. I see. Okie dokie. Going into August, we had a couple of concerts. The first one, we stayed at a really cool wood cabin, and Andrew worked there for a day, so Odin and I just kind of hung out on the front porch and read. That was for a Robert Plant and Alison Krauss concert. Robert Plant is from Led Zeppelin, so it was pretty cool. Andrew's really into that. Then after that, we unexpectedly went camping instead of going home, and Odin had a lot of fun, like playing with a bunch of new friends. I think there was like 7 or 8 dogs for him to play with there along the river. We also played at the river back home with bestie Dixie. I know her mom because we worked a wedding together. Just coincidentally, she was the videographer and I was the photographer. August was honestly so packed. That was the month that we went to our family friend's cabin on the lake twice, and we did a whole bunch of fly fishing, and Odin just dove and dove and dove off the dock. And that other concert that we went to was Chance Pena and Kaleo. Okay, getting into the Burr months. In September, we had another wedding in Montana that I wasn't working. I was a guest at 2 weddings last year. I think just 2, whereas usually I'm just working them. We found a new hiking spot, we finished the summer bucket list and made the fall bucket list. We went back to the farmer's market, and this was a big wedding month for me, so I actually worked a bunch of weddings too. And this may have been the month that Andrew went to New York for work. I obviously don't have pictures to jog my memory of that, but maybe. October was a little somber. This is when Graham passed, and I honestly didn't realize that I was in a little bit of a funk for literally like 3 months after that happened. It was just hard for me to keep a routine. What is it, buddy? I did eventually recognize that that was happening, and I'm still coming out of that now and kind of getting back into a routine. What? What, dude? Shake it off! But that month I was trying to take Odin to the river as much as possible because I wasn't sure when was going to be the last time for the season. We were trying to stay positive despite what we were going through, but that was also Andrew's birthday month, and we had a trip planned to Montana, and we stayed at a really cool Airbnb on the river, and a bunch of family came, and we went to a football game, and we got to see Journey and the Weens, and after that we unexpectedly dog sat Journey for a week or 2. I think it was 2 weeks. The weekend after that, we went to Graham's house for the first time since she passed, just to spend some time with Andrew's grandpa. And the weekend after that, we went back and stayed for her funeral. It was standing room only, and I believe that we spent time as a family together how she would have liked for us to. We had food and a fire out back and just hung out all night and let the dogs play and go in the river. We had a lot of dog moments, actually. We went to the park with bestie Ollie and Luna's mom, and we found Treasure again. Not buried Treasure, but Treasure is a dog that frequently gets out and finds us. He knows where we live now because I brought him to the backyard one day because I found him. So he knows where he can come to play and be loved and get welcomed inside. So he did stay the night that time, and I did have to take him back in the morning. If it happens again, He's my dog. He chose me. To wrap up October, Odin dressed up as a sockeye salmon fisherman. And then going into November, I think literally on, November 1st, I flew into Phoenix for a wedding that I was photographing. That was just a solo trip, so I came right back and I was trying to soak up all of the fall things, like playing in the leaves, and we did a wag and wine patio date, and then a bark and brewery date. Those were just super fun. Luna's mom had actually had a baby, so I took Odin over to their house and he got to play with Luna and her brother Boro. We should do that again sometime. Then at the end of the month, we spent a week in Montana for Thanksgiving. Andrew went hunting a whole bunch with his grandpa, and that was the time when Odin and I went into Sandpoint and went to some stores, and it was just honestly a nice day for a drive. And I made a lot of pies. So that brings us to December. Last month, Christmas month, we were doing all of the Christmas things. However, I had a sickmas. I was sick, but we still did a whole bunch. We got our Christmas tree before we left Montana after Thanksgiving. We had a Harry Potter marathon. We went to Seattle to go to the Gonzaga versus Kentucky game. Okay, I don't know why that stopped recording. Hopefully it actually recorded the last probably 10 minutes of me talking. But in December, I actually went to Kentucky to visit my family, and I also met a bunch of besties on FaceTime. We went light looking and we went to visit Andrew's mom, and they had a bunch of snow there and we didn't have any, so it was super fun seeing Odin get to play in it. And there were other dogs for Odin to play with, and then we came back here before New Year's Eve, and I think you should be all caught up now. I was going to finish this vlog today, but now I don't know if I will. It's already like 3:30 and the sun sets like 4:15, but I do want to share our intentions for the year, so I will go inside and get my journal and we will see if I do that now or tomorrow. So we'll see.
Odin, it snowed! Is that how you feel about the snow? We did it, buddy. We got it. You win, dude. My arm's tired. Get it. Ow. Get it, buddy. Ode. Oh. Are you okay? Did you go upside down? Try again. Ode. You wanna try again? I'll do a better throw. Yeah. Hey Andy, hurry home. Odin has the zoomies. Buddy. Go, buddy. You catching snowflakes? Okay, it is the next day, so it is Friday, and we got a little unexpected snow today, so that was really fun. We played out in the yard for a little bit. I took his tug rope out there, and now we're gonna get into our intentions for the year. I didn't feel like doing this yesterday, and I remembered that I wanted to make a vision board, which I've never done before, so I spent a little time doing that this morning. I do have it on my iPad as the background, but I'll put it up on the screen for you. Hopefully it'll be big enough. I did it in the dimensions of my iPad because I did get this for Christmas, and that is one of my intentions. I want to use the iPad for a few specific things, but also I just wanted to make it really personal and kind of a reminder to keep doing my hobbies more, like painting and scrapbooking and taking photos. So let's get into it. I do like to have a word for the year, so this year I chose connect, whether that's with myself or others or my surroundings. So with myself, I want to make sure that I'm continuing to learn about myself and what works for me and what aligns with like my energy and just having self-awareness. And with others, I want to be present and thoughtful towards them and staying organized as a way to create space to be present and thoughtful with them and not like all up in my head and overwhelmed. And with my surroundings, I want to make sure that we're getting a lot of fresh air and that we have a cozy space and it's decluttered and tidy and clean. And also just paying attention and appreciating our surroundings. Like I find myself sometimes like driving through the city or something and you get a glimpse of the mountains and you're like, I forgot that there are mountains right there. But when I first moved here, all I did was look out the window. And this could kind of go with all three of them. I want to do more of the things that I keep saying I want to do. Like we drive by so many breakfast spots or something that I'm like, we should go there next time. And then next time I say, we should go there next time. And we've driven by this one amusement park 1,000 times that we've never stopped at. And like this one time we were talking about going down to a bar just for a quick drink, and then literally the next week it burned down, so we never got to go again. So yeah, I feel like all of that can be summed up by the word connect. And then to get into our pictures, that is gonna be kind of our how we're going to connect and just some general intention. So let's just start with the top left. That is at our family friend's lake cabin, and literally I want that to symbolize going there again because it is truly one of our favorite places in the world and it is so peaceful. And I do want to get Odin into dock diving this year so he can do it more often. He really enjoys it and he's really good at it. So I have found a couple pools that he can go to here. Unfortunately, they're outdoors, so we will have to wait for the summer. But another thing I want to do in the summer is make sure that we go to the water at least once during the week and not waiting for the weekends. And there is just nothing that makes him happier or tires him out more than being at the water. So moving on, the little picture next to that is me and Andrew skiing, and I have written beside it full send. And that also goes with Odin full sending it off the dock. He's honestly so inspiring. I wish that I could figuratively and literally full send it like he does, but that's also a ski term. So I want to actually get more confident with skiing. It is not my favorite thing in the world. I didn't grow up in this region, so I didn't grow up skiing and nobody ever really taught me how to do it. But like I said, I actually did enjoy it last time. But I also want this to symbolize just like being confident in general and trying things and believing in myself. Then in the upper middle, we have photos with Luna and Ollie, and those are two friendships that we do cherish specifically. I know the dogs have so much fun playing together, and I have fun talking to the moms. So I want to keep doing that and doing it like at least once a month with each of them, and even connecting with more friends in real life and online. Then the photo of Odin and I walking was on a new hike that we did last year, and I would love to do some more new hikes this year. And I also want that to represent to continue building his confidence and working on his leash reactivity / excitement and just advocating for him. In the middle of the page with Odin out the car window, that is in Glacier, and we do love to go there annually. I would be happy to go there again, but we do want to see some other national parks. We have North Cascades and Mount Rainier only a few hours from us, so I don't know why we haven't been yet. And I also want that photo to represent pulling over to enjoy the view and just slow down. Then back on the left side of the page with a snowy picture, I want that to mean that no weather is bad weather. There's only bad clothes for the weather. Unless it's thunder, then Odin hates that. But truly, he can be happy in nearly all conditions, and if not going outside for me, I will go outside for him. And under / beside that is a couple bookish photos, and one of them is at a cabin, so I would love to do more Airbnb trips, but also I want to read more. I would at least like to read 2 books a month. I feel like I go through spells like in the summer, I could read like 6 or 7, but then sometimes when I get busy, it's like hard to read one really simple book. But I also want to keep our Fable app updated. I do have an account on there, but it probably says that I've read like 1 book in my life. And also in that cabin photo, Odin is wearing a bandana from Arlo & Co. And you've heard me talk about them before. That is just a small business that we fell in love with last year, and I would love to keep supporting them and just connecting with other people who love them too. Beside that is a close-up photo of him with his Minties treats, and that is something that we started last year, and I would love to continue that this year, just taking better care of his dental health. So I do want to keep up with his Minties routine and brushing his teeth, and I have a big goal to do a professional cleaning this year. We do have a quote for it, and it is so much more doable than I thought it was. I do wish that he would chew on toys that are made for dental cleaning, but you know him, he's a more like nib on an extremely soft toy type of dog. That is also supposed to represent connecting with brands, because I do enjoy creative marketing and digital media and design. Those were my majors in college. So I would love to connect with more brands that let us be creative and align with who we are. The bottom right photo where Odin is walking in the middle of us, it is raining that day, so again, no weather is bad weather, but also just like spend more quality time with the boys and be present and proactive about getting his energy out. And then I have a selfie, and I just love that photo of us. And when I was trying to decide which photos to use for our Christmas cards, I asked you guys, and everybody loved that one too. And it just gave me a new energy about like being more casual with photos. Like when I'm taking photos of Odin, I do just kind of let him do his own thing and crank my shutter speed, or he will sit there for me for a sec if I want him to. But when it comes to photos of the three of us, we don't have very many, and when the opportunity comes up, I feel like I'm always getting the tripod out when it doesn't have to be that complicated. It can literally just be a selfie. So that is just a reminder to take more quick pictures of the three of us, and also to be more unapologetic about documenting my memories, because there are definitely people who roll their eyes at that, and it kind of adds to the feeling of embarrassment of like recording yourself or just pulling out your phone for a quick picture. And it shouldn't be like that, because photos are your physical memory catalog, and you know, you can't flip through your brain. And to some extent you obviously can do that, but nothing is as priceless as a photo. And that's not to say that I want to make everything about photos. Obviously I enjoy photography, but I more so just want to capture the moment and appreciate the memory that it holds. Okay, I am passionate about that, but the last little photo that I have on there is playing games with people, and we do literally like to play games and just hang out with people, maybe visit my family in Kentucky again, and just remember that nobody is too far to see. Okay, that is all of the photos on there. I did forget to mention the quote in the upper right corner. It's, "The happiest people romanticize their life because they know magic exists where they choose to find it." And that is just something I found on Pinterest. I don't feel like it needs further explanation. It is just the word form of what I want these pictures to mean to me.
Are you trying to tell me it's SNACK time?
And he's right, so I will be right back. Don't you knock over my tripod. Odin. In the spirit of being more present and spending more quality time with him, I'm gonna wrap this up. So I will rapid fire a few other intentions that I had that weren't necessarily on the vision board directly. So I do want to continue with YouTube. I want to do at least 2 videos a month. I feel like we were doing a whole bunch of stuff recently, so I was doing like 1 a week, and that was kind of overwhelming. It was really fun though, but I think I need to start like easing into it. Then I want to do yoga and workout at least 4 times a week. I found that amount to be pretty manageable with the amount of times that we go away on weekends and stuff. Then something very specific, I need to go to the dentist because I got booted off my parents when I turned 26. So then I had to go on like small business insurance where I was paying for it out of pocket. And then I finally called them to schedule an appointment, which is already a big deal for me because I'm an anxious introvert. I don't like calling people. And they're like, yeah, we'll put you on this cancellation list. And I was like, hell yeah, I did it. That's been on my to-do list for months. And then they never called me. So I'm in this phase again where I don't feel like calling them, but I need to because it'll take 20 seconds. Anyway, along with that, I do need to schedule a doctor's appointment. I go at least once a year to get my thyroid checked because I do have hypothyroidism, which you can give that a Google. That affects more people than you would think. That is like this butterfly-shaped gland in your neck that controls energy, mood, metabolism, all of the fun things. Let's see, I want to make a photo guide for photographing dogs. I've talked about it on here before. I just haven't decided if I want to do it like in a PDF or a video or like short form content, maybe like a series of reels or something. I don't know. Somebody tell me what to do. These are in no particular order, so sorry if they sound kind of random, but you know how I do the bucket list with Odin? I kind of want to do one of those with Andrew, or at least like just keep a running list of the things that, again, we keep saying that we're gonna do, or like seasonal things that we can do. Okay, I also want to take an extra breath before reacting to him. Like a couple years ago, he started barking in the backyard more, and it was easy to just like literally yell, but he doesn't respond well to that. So if I just take an extra breath and just ask him to come in nicely, he will, and then we can move on and he can get rewarded for coming inside when I asked him to, just for example. And then I would also like to add in a training session to his daily routine, whether that's actually learning a new trick, which I do want to teach him a new trick. I was thinking about doing hold. I think bestie Monty has an instructional video, like reel, on how to do that. And also just to get his energy out, and we can also do that, like keep doing his snuffle mat and games around the house. Like Bestie Fox's mom was saying that she sometimes just like scatters his food around and lets him go find it.
Is that the mailman?
That could not have been more uncute, because the next thing on the list is to sit outside and by the window and just watch things pass, because he does like to bark at things sometimes. So I do want to practice doing nothing, whether we're just sitting right there on the couch, watching people walk by, watching squirrels, or walking down to the park, and not giving him like the expectation that we have to throw the ball now because we're at the park, because we can also just sit there and watch. So just kind of teaching him that he doesn't have to have a reaction to everything. We can just sit here in peace and be neutral about squirrels. Another one for Odin, I want to work on desensitizing him to thunder and fireworks. I have thought about talking to his vet about it to see if there's like a prescription that she would recommend, but something that we could be doing at home. I have seen thunder shirts that are just like compression shirts for them, and he does like being in like wrapped up in a blanket or in the bathroom with the lights off, like a more enclosed space, or he loves going in his cage when there's thunder or fireworks. But also something I wish I knew sooner is that you can play those sounds on YouTube to get them desensitized to it and just to make it like a normal everyday sound. And that is something I would want to start immediately if we got a puppy too. So the faster that I can get Odin used to it, hopefully the puppy would take better to that too. One more thing we haven't really discussed is being educated on what he's eating and to continue supplementing that with really natural whole foods. Like he loves apples and bananas and yogurt, and he's obsessed with the homemade treats that I make him, so I would love to get into the habit of doing that like once a week or every other week. Okay, now these really are rapid fire. I want to be there for my Kentucky family and friends, even though I can't physically be there, and just like keep up with what they're going through and encourage them through it. I want to have a Monday reset routine, so not rapid fire here for a second, but I feel like I already try to have a Monday routine, like when we get back from the weekends and you gotta go grocery shopping and do all the laundry and stuff. But I've been sprinkling my chores throughout the week, and that doesn't work for me. I'm just better if I just go ahead, clean everything at once, and then I'll feel better for the whole rest of the week. So I want to stick to that kind of a routine, and I would also love to make sure that I'm journaling at least one time a week and keeping up with the one line a day that I showed you. I want to mindfully spend and kind of rewire how I think. Like I probably already have something similar to the thing that I want to buy, and like I already have enough. Everything else is just excess. And with that, I just want to be more grateful and have more perspective, and I want to stay more organized and align my schedule with when I have energy. Like I know that I love waking up early and getting a bunch of things done. So I think if I could build a daily planner around that, then I would feel like more satisfied. And now we are gonna go play, and I've decided to just take you with us this weekend. We are going back to Andrew's mom's house, and they have more snow than us, and they have a winter festival that we haven't been to before. Well, Andrew has been, but I have never been before. So I won't be doing much talking, but Odin just has so much fun in the snow, and I just want to show you. And then we will get this video closed out. So I do need to pack tonight. It's about a 3-hour drive, but we will see you there tomorrow. I see your thumb. Hey, puppy. Hi. How are ya? Who are you? You're so cute. Get it. Get it, buddy. You like your squish ball? You like squish ball? Where's your ball? Find it. Find it, buddy. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Hi, Beans. You got a snowy nose. Look at the snows. Well, what's over there? You can see some little turkeys back there. The dogs are barking at it, but we're just about to head out. We actually missed all of the Winterfest activities yesterday, but they had Sasquatch calling competitions and outhouse races. Don't really know what that entails, but we missed it. Maybe we'll catch it next year. We did go to the brewery, and I got a hot cider, and Odin got to play in the snow.
and it's actually been sunny, so the sunset was really nice. But it is time to go home now. Thank you for starting the new year with me. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. You can follow us over on Instagram at Odin, the PNW Golden, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!
It's gonna be cold.
He looks so happy.